News and Public Affairs.
The 3 remaining Nomad planes of the Philippine Air Force are now grounded, pending the probe into the crash in Cotabato City.
All of the 8 passengers on board the plane and another one on the ground died as the aircraft slammed into several homes, which burned in the midday heat. Cesar Apolinario on cue.
Residents of Virgo Subdivision, Rosary Heights in Cotabato City joined forces with firefighters in putting out the blaze. This is where a Philippine Air Force Nomad plane bound for Zamboanga City crashed shortly after taking off at Awang Airport this afternoon. All 8 people on board the ill-fated aircraft were killed. The plane, acquired in 1976 from Australia, was already in flames even before crashing into the residential area. The plane hit 3 houses. The one owned by Jela Gumiton was totally destroyed. Her visitor, identified as Inday Montrano, was killed when a wall struck by the plane fell on top of her. Gumiton and her 2 children were injured and were rushed to the Cotabato Regional Medical Center. The cause of the crash remains unclear. The Philippine Air Force will send an 18-man team to investigate the crash.
Yung mga expert natin sa pagkandak ng investigation ay galing dito sa headquarters. And then they will also be augmented by experts from the 220 Airlift Wing.
2 minutes after taking off, the pilot radioed the airport tower that they were heading back to the runway. That was the last contact with the Nomad aircraft. Initial investigations show that there was good weather at the time of the crash. Officials say that as far as they know, there was no problem with the plane's engine.
Pag masama ang panahon, pag hindi flyable, normally yung ating mga tao sa base operations will not allow our pilots to fly. Meron tayong mga mandatory test inspection na ginagawa sa ating eroplano. Kaya yung eroplano is pag lumipad dyan, maganda ang kondisyon yan.
3 other Nomad aircraft of Philippine Air Force were grounded pending results of the investigation. Cesar Apolinario reporting on cue.
9 passengers were supposed to be on board the Nomad plane that crashed in Cotabato City this afternoon.
One of them escaped certain death when he disembarked from the plane during a brief stopover. Marisol Abdurrahman on cue.
There were 8 people on board the Philippine Air Force Nomad aircraft that crashed this afternoon in Cotabato City. One of the passengers was Major General Mario Butch Lacson, commander of the 3rd Airborne Division of the Air Force. Lieutenant Colonel Gerardo Zamudio, a former staff member of General Lacson, tried to hold back his tears upon learning of Lacson's death.
Siyempre emotionally affected by the loss of her husband, si General Butch Lacson. So kinakailangan talaga na yung family ang uunahin natin na bigyan ng atensyon.
Lacson had a colorful career in the military. He had received many awards, including the Sagisag ng Ulirang Kawal. A holder of 2 master's degree, Lacson was scheduled to retire in November 2011. He is survived by his wife Elizabeth and 2 children. The 7 other fatalities on board the Nomad plane were the pilots Captain Hinaro Gaylord Ordonio and Lieutenant Angelica Valdez, Sergeant Jeffrey Gozum, Major Prisco Tacuboy, Second Lieutenant Alexander Ian Lipae, Staff Sergeant Ronaldo Mejia, and Sergeant Ian Christy Maros Llamera. There was a lucky passenger of the plane who could escape what could have been certain death. Colonel Cristo Manda was on board the plane when it took off from Davao. The aircraft made a brief stopover in Cotabato City to drop him off. Marisol Abdurrahman, reporting on cue.
Moving on to other news, with the looming dry spell and the decreasing hog population due to last year's swine flu outbreak, pork prices are expected to go up.
And though it's too early to tell when supplies will dwindle, the government is open to importing hog meat to avert shortage. Chino Gaston on cue.
Hog meat dealers in the country say the price of pork may go up in the next few months due to the El Nino phenomenon as well as the overreaching effects of last year's swine flu outbreak. They expect the warmer weather this dry season to directly impact the growth of swine, resulting in smaller pigs and less pork in the market. A dwindling supply of hog meat, he says, usually translates into higher market prices.
Dahil yung papasok ng El Nino, babagal ang paglaki ng mga baboy natin. So, meaning, mas maliliit yung mga baboy, mas kukunti ang maging baboy sa merkado.
But the Bureau of Animal Industry says it's too early to tell when this will affect hog market prices. However, he adds the upcoming elections could also affect the price of hog meat due to increased meat consumption brought about by campaign spending.
Sa pork and chicken, for now, there's nothing to worry about. At wala dapat sudden increase. Well, we will see what will happen comes May, yung mag-election. Pero yan ay pinaghahanda naman ng producers.
To avert the shortage, the government is open to importation of hog meat. Sheen Weston reporting on Q.
A 17-year-old girl was miraculously pulled out by French rescuers from the earthquake rubble in Haiti after 15 days. The girl got trapped near the destroyed St. Gerald University when disaster struck. She sustained a broken left leg, was very dehydrated, and was near death when she was pulled out.
Authorities say it's very rare for anyone to survive for more than 72 hours without water. Rescuers were praised for their work as search operations had already been stopped. More than 100 survivors have been unearthed since the devastating quake hit Haiti on January 12.
Filipino doctors accompanied by a GMA News team are now in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, after a long and hard journey.
The doctors will join forces with Filipino UN peacekeepers tomorrow as they begin helping earthquake victims. Sherian Torres on Q.
Members of the Philippine medical team geared up early for their journey to Haiti from the Dominican Republic. Loaded with supplies, the team is hopeful that they could help ease the situation in the quake-stricken country, though they are also nervous about what awaits them there.
Kahit na anong hindi maganda, kaya naka-ready kami. Walang tubig, walang ilaw, walang matirahan. Naka-ready naman tayo lahat doon.
A GMA News team led by reporter Jiggy Manica joined the medical team on its way to Haiti, bringing along around a ton of various broadcast equipment, food, water, and other vital supplies.
Ano naman yan, Boji?
Bulletproof vest.
Ilang taon tayo, Alan?
Ano yan, naging 4 lahat. Nabawasan na ng 6. Kung sakaling may UN convoy, may mga relief goods coming from USAID or any NGO from here to Dominican, baka masalubong o makasabay natin.
The team had a hard time passing through the dusty road into Haiti. Trucks have been going in and out of the Caribbean country to deliver food to the quake's many victims. After a few hours on the road, the team finally crossed the border into Haiti. From there, it took them an hour to reach the UN's logistics base, where Philippine Contingent Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Lope Dagoy, welcomed the doctors. They immediately met with representatives of the World Health Organization, which sought the help of Filipino epidemiologists. The medical team will join forces with a peacekeeping contingent tomorrow to attend to the needs of both fellow Filipinos and Haitians.
Binibigyan nila kami ng isang option dito na mayroong hospital na kung saan kami ipapasok at tugunan yung pangangailangan ng hospital na yun sa mga pasyente. At nalaman din namin na yung isang group ng doctors from Miami ay magpo-pull out na sa Friday, so kami yung ipapalit sa kanila.
Yung responsibilidad mo ay kaya mong gampanan.
Sherian Torres reporting on Q.